I recently went on YouTube and was greeted with a certain video from Hyrule Gamer, what's inside Akkala Citadel in Breath of the Wild. Immediately when I saw the thumbnail, a certain thought came to my mind. What if Ganondorf is under there? But as usual with my thought theories, I didn't really have any evidence. But after watching the video, the thought kind of couldn't leave me alone. I wrote my idea in the comment section of the video and many people seemed to think that there could be something behind it. Some even started expanding the theory. Mary Fowley, for example, presented some really great ideas. After the comment passed 200 likes, I got the idea to make this very video you're watching right now. My rambling aside, let's get started. As already stated, when I watched Hyrule Gamer's video about what's inside Akkala Citadel in Breath of the Wild, I noticed some strange things that kinda added up with my small theory. First thing Hyrule Gamer talked about that I found especially interesting was the unexplained amount of malice in the Citadel.
But the main thing to take away from these ruins is the pool of malice around the tower. Look closely, this pool isn't just sitting there, rather it is seeping through the tower and into the Citadel. And we can confirm this by looking at other Sheikah towers. This inside netting part thing goes all the way down, meaning the malice we see here isn't just on the surface, it's on the inside. But that must also mean this malice is an overflow of sorts from the inside, which is exactly where we are headed.
Second thing he pointed out was that the Citadel probably has a dungeon and ways to go underground. Even if the Citadel itself doesn't extend beneath the earth, which I find highly unlikely, the Sheikah Tower there for sure has a whole other way down into the depths of the earth. So, as already pointed out, there's probably a cave system or a dungeon of some sort under the Citadel, and there are massive amounts of malice, which seem to be coming out from the Citadel. This could point to Ganondorf's location. One could also theorize that there is an underground passageway from Hyrule Castle to the Citadel in case of an emergency. There are many such passageways in real life at least, so this assumption isn't even out of thin air. If this passageway exists, it could also be how the malice comes from the Citadel to the castle to form the Calamity. Furthermore, if we assume that the royal family, or the Sheikah, have something to do with the half-corpse of Ganondorf, it wouldn't really make sense to put him under the castle. They probably know that even in this state, Ganondorf is still quite dangerous. Putting him in a literal fort where a whole army is would be a way to ensure more safety than at the castle. As pointed out by Mary Fowley, this could also be the very reason why the Citadel exists. We always assumed it was to protect Hyrule from an external threat, but we never quite knew what that threat was. What if its primary purpose wasn't to keep away invaders, but to keep something from coming out? If we assume this, the castle rising could then be a failsafe like Skyloft in Skyward Sword, which would activate when the seal on Ganondorf is broken. If you would be in the castle or beneath it, there wouldn't be a way to protect it from Ganondorf, because it probably would fly with it, which would destroy the whole reason of the castle rising. This could mean that in the sequel, Link and Zelda could explore the depths of the Hyrule Castle, stumble upon this very passageway I talked about, begin their journey exploring it, until they get to Akkala Citadel. There the seal in Ganondorf gets broken somehow and this triggers the failsafe of the castle to rise and be protected from Ganondorf. The length of the passageway would also roughly fit the estimated multi-day travel Link and Zelda are going to have, that Monster Maze and Hyrule Gamer talked about in the video where is the entrance to Ganondorf's cave.
All this combined leads me to believe that this is a trip spanning across multiple days. Why else would you bring equipment to spend the night like mattresses and even entire wood bundles to build a campfire?
In conclusion, I think there's a possibility that Ganondorf's corpse is indeed under the Citadel. I personally think it would be a great story addition. But what do you think? Feel free to write me in the comment section, but keep in mind that this was just a small little theory of mine. A big shout out to Hyrule Gamer, without whom I wouldn't even have wasted another thought about this theory, and to Mary Folly for expanding this theory beyond my own ideas. Well, that's it. If you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe, and see you soon.